It's not that you do not want to forgive yourself completely for the past. It's that we have been programmed and conditioned to believe that guilt and shame are good for us. It's not that you don't want to forgive yourself unconditionally and show up for yourself in a way that where you do something that you would beat yourself up for, but you speak to yourself with kindness, love, and compassion. You remind yourself that you are learning and growing. It's not that you don't want to show up for yourself that way and be that kind to yourself and forgive yourself of everything from the past. It's that we've been programmed and conditioned to believe that guilt and shame teach and that they help us become better parents and better people. It's not that you don't want to let go of the past and create your reality from your favorite version of who you are here and now. It's that because we were programmed and conditioned to see shame and guilt as good for us and that they help us to learn and grow, there's a fear that if we forgive ourselves too much, we might become lazy. If we're not feeling like crap and overwhelmed and overworked at the end of the day, and if we're not feeling a little bit of mom guilt and shame, if we're just feeling relaxed and at peace and happy and joyful at the end of the day, then there's a fear that we might not be trying hard enough to be better parents, better people. We've been programmed and conditioned to equate shame and guilt and feeling icky and feeling low vibes to this means I'm working hard. This means I'm doing a good job. Oh, you came home from work super stressed out, hair's falling out, you're stressed. That means you're working hard. And if you're working hard, you're taking care of us and doing a really good job. But here's the kicker. When you are in shame and guilt, you can only act from and speak from the version of you that is experiencing shame and guilt. Therefore, the only actions and words available to you are the ones that keep you feeling shame and guilt. When you're feeling shame and guilt and low vibrations and feeling really icky and hating yourself and overwhelmed and overworked, you're not able to give peace, to speak to your children and your partner and yourself from peace and love and compassion. Those actions and words, that version of yourself is not accessible to you when you are in shame and guilt. And this is why we just keep on doing the same things over again and apologizing and doing the same things over again that we feel guilt and shame and regret about, and then we apologize. It's just a never-ending cycle until you give yourself permission to forgive yourself over and over and over again, to show up for yourself, to speak to yourself with respect and kindness, and to choose peace and joy and relaxation, because it doesn't mean you're lazy. When you choose peace, joy, and relaxation and self-regulation and living your life and creating your life from that, you're more productive and more efficient. You are far more productive and efficient in every area of your life when your energy is flowing and when you are regulated than you could ever be when you are operating from shame and guilt and regret and resentment. You can only ever parent from and create your life from your favorite version of yourself when you give yourself permission to prioritize your peace, prioritize self-regulation, and to rise above shame and guilt by forgiving yourself unconditionally and loving yourself unconditionally. When you are ready to give yourself full permission to release the weight of shame and guilt, join me in the next Release and Rebirth cohort. Together, we'll practice the kind of forgiveness that frees you and transforms your home. You're not just joining a cohort, you're joining a global shift in consciousness. We can't keep screaming, more peace, less war in this world if we're still experiencing war in our homes. The change that you want to see starts with you. I'm only taking 6 parents, and the early joiners get a 30-minute one-on-one session with me and exclusive content in Telegram before we even kick off November 5th. So if you're interested, direct message me or go ahead and just continue signing up.